Alright, man, episode 63.
Oh, nigga, we recording?
Yeah, we live.
Oh, fuck.
We live.
Alright, episode 63. We're back. Welcome back to Better Left Unsaid.
We are live, and we got plenty of things
A lot of things
to discuss.
Yeah, man. How your week been, man?
Hey, work is work. Work is work, man. You adult things happen.
Man, listen, man. They ain't tell us about this part.
It's a lot of secrets they kept.
A lot of
It's
them,
the reason
a lot of
niggas
them.
be tired. Moms and dads be tired all the fucking time.
No wonder why they was fed up. Any little thing you did, niggas be fed up.
It's the reason in the office you're gonna go into, they're gonna have a coffee machine on every floor.
Every single floor, though. They don't even got microwaves on every
Niggas be
floor. They
losing their
got
mind.
coffee.
She can put the shit down.
All I see me every hour somebody making me pot of
Exactly.
coffee. I'm like, damn, niggas alright?
Yeah, man, I understand it now. That's all I can say, bro. But where you want to start, man? We got people more stressed than us.
A lot more stress.
People more stressed than us, man.
Well, I mean, we got two big headlines. We got a nigga almost dying, and we got niggas who was going for 4 days straight.
I guess let's go ahead and start with the old news.
All right, so we go wind it back. We back with Tory Lanez in the news again.
Yeah, we
Rock
are.
Nation, Megan Stallion in the news again. According to Tory Lanez Instagram, Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times.
14 times. Collapse lung.
Two collapsed lungs. He got stabbed twice in the back of the head, 7 times in the back. But according to his Instagram, he went to the hospital and he was good and he was up talking.
He's off the breathing machine and he's up and yeah.
Talking. So first of all, from what I hear from niggas who done got stabbed and shot, when you go on the breathing machine and when you come off, it ain't that easy to talk.
Now I don't know. Again, this is all directly from Instagram.
From his
Instagram.
Instagram.
It's no news stories. You know what I'm saying? No, the police departments, the jail ain't said nothing. This is
They said the stabbing is real, but all the other shit,
we can't confirm more than not.
confirm or deny.
Man, listen, do what you got to do to get out of jail. So I mean, if you got to add embellishment to it, cool.
Hey, listen, if you can get him out of there though, he was able to go to a hospital off-site, so he ain't got to worry about somebody sneaking in. It was said that he was stabbed by,
Mexican.
a Mexican gang member who was doing life.
Serving life because he killed a young girl.
Mm-hmm. If you know anything about, from what I heard, Mexicans that are in jail doing life, leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah,
Please.
I mean, specifically like certain cities, certain states where you got like a
And this-
heavy amount of certain populations, different
Yeah.
demographics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Mexican, black. That's the story as old as time when you come to the LA politics and all that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's been a war for a long
essays
time.
and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you ever seen anything about like a documentary, a movie, in jail they do play them type of games where they will make somebody fall for this so they can start a particular war, or they do this so they can get moved somewhere else because I got my mans up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of it's a lot of
They
politics.
said
going on.
supposedly, Tory was holding down the black people too much, and they needed something to start a little back and forth, and he had to be the victim. I have a question. Maybe he just not high profile enough, but why is he in general pop?
I thought that same thing. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. We know a million people of that stature that went to jail the last few years. We ain't heard nothing that serious happen to anybody.
Like for instance, right? We take it for instance because you know people that have been in jail before.
Yeah.
I know people that have been in jail. One thing they don't play with is like kids. R. Kelly ain't, from what I know, R. Kelly ain't been touched in jail,
Yeah.
and that's what he went to jail for touching young girls.
Yeah, it's one thing. I mean, a couple physical altercations, whatever. That's
Yeah,
regular.
but that's regular when you in jail.
Yeah, we
but
say
I'm
no
saying,
more.
but like when they do to people who are like molesters and pedophiles and shit like that,
Yeah.
they make a example out of them.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer got cleaned up. And
They got him out of there.
They cleaned him
Yeah,
up.
so things like that. So I'm just saying, like with this being such a Tory was somewhat that was a high profile case.
Yeah,
he was
extremely.
he was
it's national, got documentary,
exactly.
all type of
He
shit.
was a star. She was a star, but
Yeah.
for him to get, if that really is true,
Yeah.
if that's true that happened that way for him of all people, that's kind of wild.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
at all.
saying? Yeah. for life threatening, like damn near he could have lost his life, that's something that you're not gonna hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's something that you're definitely not gonna hear about somebody that stature.
And don't get me wrong, I understand, people are mad about that whole situation, right? But what I don't, which is wild to me, is where, they said that, Megan Thee Stallion fans are starting to donate to putting money on the dude's books, the dude who stabbed Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Which is, listen, I get it. Like, I'm a fan of certain people, but no, I'm not about to, I don't promote violence and death. Like, this dude could have died.
You know?
But I'm just saying, some circumstances. But you know what I'm saying? That's not, I'm not out here just, oh man, you trying to kill him though. Let's help him out. I feel like that's.
And it wouldn't even make sense because if you do support Megan and you hate Tory, he's already being punished for
exactly
what they believe he
did
is guilty of. He's already in prison. So now you want him. You want dead in prison. You don't want.
Yeah, you don't want one other. You want you want him done.
Like you want him cleaned up, but I mean that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? That's just complete hypocrisy and people. At that point, y'all not even really arguing about who's right or who's wrong. Y'all just support who you like.
Exactly. It's just irrational at this point in time.
Nonsense, which we can expect to a certain extent. I mean,
but speaking of that, in the news with that case, supposedly some news came out that it was overheard that Kelsey stated that she was the one to shoot.
So, yeah, a law firm who it represents Tory Lanez and people that they believe got us the short end of the stick when it comes to practices in the court system.
Right.
They said they were approached by Kelsey's, who's Megan's best friend. Ex-best friend. Pardon me. She made the diss song.
She definitely made the diss song immediately.
Called all calls of bitches and hoes. That shit was terrible. Hey, she did this.
That was what real diss song's about.
Exactly. But her former best friend's bodyguard, which I thought was hilarious. The fuck is why does Kelsey have a bodyguard? I ain't understand.
I'll be honest with you. I think I've only seen like 1 or 2 pictures of her. I don't know what she looked like.
So the bodyguard came to that group that represents Tory Lanez and said that the truth of the matter is what happened that night was Kelsey is who shot Megan 3 times. Tory came and knocked the gun out of her hand and the gun went off 2 more times. So he never even touched the gun, nor did he actually fire at Megan. Well, that's the bodyguard story, and he felt compelled to tell the truth because of the news about Tory Lanez.
Yeah. Well, that could lead to the point where they were stating that there was no gun residue on Tory. That says a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, man, neither here nor there at this point.
Nah, seek your mind. Seek your mind about
neither here nor there.
This has bigger implications.
It does, because at this point in time, listen, we've talked about this story 14, 17, however many times.
It's been 5 years. It's 2020.
Yeah. It's been 5 years, and off the rip, we knew something was fishy as soon as Kelsey went in there and said, hey, I need full immunity. Yeah. And she never stated that he shot her.
Correct.
When Megan first came out, she went from I got shot to, oh, he shot me.
Correct. Yeah.
This story has changed 17 times.
Well, initially she said nobody said anything about a shooting to begin with.
Let's rewind it back.
Just
She was
a
like,
night or some weird shit was happening.
I stepped on glass, all of this, Correct. She was talking about the bullet fragments and how the doctor was iffy about that. So there's a lot of, this whole story is just a fucking shit show. Yeah, and I mean, again, let's say he did get stabbed. He's been in jail for this long now.
Yeah.
Why is it just now happening now and it didn't happen in the beginning? So I mean, there's a lot of things that could be, stated or could be looked at funny. Like it was this, let's just see how long it goes. Is he gonna retry this? Oh, people look at it as like it might have been Rock Nation who did this.
Well, that's the next thing. Yeah. So my first reaction was like, first of all, I was shocked when they came. I'm like, they've never done a PSA actually telling the story. We just seen a bunch of bloggers and people with opinions saying this is what they heard. Because this nigga Tory never said right. He and the most annoying nigga in the whole situation was Tory Lanez. Because he kept talking about it every chance he got. But he would never say what happened.
No.
He just said, I didn't do it. And he said, why would you lie about this? Like, but what is she lying about? Like, what are you saying is going on? They made a whole album, all kind of shit.
Nigga made a whole album about that shit, dog. Right before he went in, made a whole joint.
Yeah, it be like, my nigga, it's like somebody say something that happened. He's like, no, that didn't happen, because if that didn't happen, that wouldn't happen. So what happened?
So what the fuck happened?
So what happened?
Give me the fucking story,
like,
dog.
just tell me.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't no snitch. Niggas, whatever, man. Shut up.
Right,
you could have took the plea, and you could have never been in. You could have took 3 months, whatever the fuck it was. And you would have been cool. Oh, yeah. Nigga.
This nigga was getting cleaned up wrong. Oh, shit.
Nigga got up out of there.
Oh, shit.
That was good.
Oh, God.
Hands down.
Oh. Yeah, oh shit! Oh my
gosh! That's how Tory was getting done up in that.
Yeah, that's exactly what was happening.
What they described. Jeez.
Yo, all right,
that boxing shit.
We got some boxing shit going on in the background for niggas who can't fight, but that shit look crazy right now.
Getting all the muscle for no reason. And skinny nigga fucking him up. Oh shit!
That nigga just throwing wild ass hooks.
Yeah. Horrible fighters, but
nigga do all them push-ups for nothing.
Right, exactly. But let me refocus, man.
Yeah, thanks.
So the bigger implication here, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just assume that these are the facts of the matter. Let's deal with the results.
Right.
What we do know is that Megan came out with a full-fledged documentary.
Correct.
And a part of that documentary was her discussing her interview with Gayle King, where she admittedly lied about her relationship with Tory Lanez.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know the reason behind that. You listen to one side, they say, listen, she's not responsible for talking about that, what they got to do getting shot. Well, it has larger implications when the truth of the matter, what caused this altercation in the first place. What would lead this brother to do that to you? Mm-hmm. Cool, let's follow that.
Cause, which is sick, when you talk about like street code, men don't shoot women.
Correct.
So go ahead, continue.
The next piece of that, let's move past that. Cool. Because that's the whole thing where the men and women start going at each other, because it's all opinion based. We don't know.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's a fact.
What we do know for a fact though is that following that interview clip in that documentary, she hired some of the best cartoonists, the best sketchers we've ever seen in our life, some anime masters.
Yeah, that shit was
to sketch up the scene of her story of what happened that night. And what she drew up was a short nigga jumping out of a Suburban with a gun pointed at her, saying, dance, bitch, dance. And
like
started
old Western.
old country Western. Nigga looked like a villain. Like, it looked crazy. I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
What's the Western that used to be on the cartoons, one that drew a show?
Oh, Yosemite Sam?
Yosemite Sam. That's exactly
what it was. This is what she drew up. And he's shooting. He letting shots off. And she's scared for her life. Of course you would be, somebody shooting at your feet.
Of course.
This is the story that she told. This is what she said happened.
Absolutely.
So let's just assume we got this story and this story. These are two vastly different stories.
Extremely different.
Vastly different stories. Let's say, you know what? Her side of the story is true. He went to jail. Now we got this. Cool. That would have been okay, but this thing has been carried out for so long for so many other reasons. Now we got the bodyguard saying this. So now let's play this part out. If this is the truth, how much money and how many phone calls had to be made for this situation to end up like this? DNA ain't coming up.
Right.
Evidence ain't being revealed.
Right.
The court case being short as hell.
Short. It should have been a 3, 4, 5, 6 month court case.
Like anything. Who was getting the phone calls that no matter what the truth is, we're going to give him 10 years in jail?
No matter what.
No matter what. He ain't getting no appeal. Ain't none of this shit going down.
At all.
Who has that much power and that much pull? And that's when the conspiracy theories start coming out. Because it can't be the lawyer was just that bad.
At all. And they fired the lawyer too.
They definitely fired
the lawyer.
Because if you question this witness's credibility and she's admitted to lying on multiple occasions, I'm just speaking objectively.
Objectively, yeah, of course. And that's what
exactly. I'm not saying who's right or wrong.
If you take the people out of the situation, we're just speaking about this case.
I'm saying let's play out the scenario. The first scenario, her story already played out. He's in jail for assault with a firearm. He's not supposed to have a weapon or shit. California not supposed to have no guns.
Yeah, correct.
Cool. That side played out.
And
let's play out this.
Mind you, by the way, for people who don't know, assault does not mean that he shot her. Assault means that a gun was pointed at her, and that can be aggravated assault.
Correct. That is true.
So
that is true. You can't point guns at people. So.
Yeah, that's threatening.
I just want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't just a court case either. It was also a whole campaign that Megan was the face of for like maybe 3 months. Protect Black. They had her on every award show.
Literally.
Protect Black women. We need to trust and believe Black women. This is what took place.
Bro, we hold on. Prior to that, remember, we hadn't seen Jay and Beyonce at Grammys for the longest before that until the Meg shit. And then that's when, Beyonce did whatever after that. But we hadn't seen them before that. And Megan's getting all these awards at the Grammys and all of this. That says a lot. That campaign was going.
It says a whole lot. And I'm not here to pick a side, but what I do know,
Totally.
the same level of scrutiny and punishment that Tory Lanez received for shooting her.
Allegedly.
Let's switch to realities. He did not shoot her, and I ain't even gonna call her a liar. She misremembered something, and that's not what happened. What should be the consequences for somebody putting somebody through that?
All right, so
and she didn't do it by herself. So let me include everybody.
You gotta include everybody.
The whole campaign around her career, the whole support, believe, trust Black women that went into that whole movement to convince the opinion of the public opinion.
So
what should happen now?
So for one, we can't necessarily. I feel like the only people that can really be involved with some kind of consequences are the people that's involved, because I don't feel like everybody outside is just like, for instance, lawyers and shit just doing their job. People who are paying for the shit is just doing the best to make sure that their person is getting the best, representation possible.
Do they believe that guilty?
Yeah. So that's like, what I'm saying, like, I'm on your side, I'm your lawyer, or if I'm like, or if I'm paying you or something, hey, I don't give a fuck what happened, nigga. Let me just make sure your shit is straight. So, but with her, it's the same thing I feel about people who do false rape statements. Of course, I don't think there's ever going to be a time that you're going to get, like, somebody who actually raped you, they get 20 years. You're never going to get 20 years.
Okay.
But you've taken away from what could have been somebody's life and livelihood. People out here have families that they're feeding.
Correct.
And I'm taking it, this is not men, women, or whatever. I'm talking about people in general who lie and put somebody in jail. Somebody was out here doing a job, getting a job done to feed their family, and you took that away from them because of whatever anger or whatever you had against them. Cool. You have to have some type of consequences that affect you damn near in the same manner. So no, you may not get 10 years, but you need to do 2. You may need to do 3. You need because or even this. There needs
so
to
if
be
he got stabbed 14 times, she needs 7. She needs 7 stabbies.
Stab for a stab at this point.
Stab for a stab.
Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, because this nigga did say stab for a stab.
I'm asking, is that what you said?
But no, it needs to be some type of retribution, because think about this, right? Tory Lanez, especially during the COVID time, Tory Lanez was at the peak of his career.
So was Megan.
They were both at the peak of their career.
Correct.
Tory Lanez, whatever deal he had, whatever money he was getting was lost. So you could have potentially taken, 10s, 20s, 50s, hundreds of millions of dollars out of my pocket.
Correct.
I need that retribution for all this time that I've lost and everything that I could not do. Because whatever fandom that Tory did had, he had to lose at least half of that on a bare minimum, because I think that he ended up developing fans even more so because they saw him and Megan together a lot.
So are you saying that she should suffer those similar consequences, or are you saying that she should be responsible for helping him regain everything he lost? Like a payout?
Yes. I mean, at this point in time, because, just how we know how the justice system works and shit like that, I don't think that she's not going to be sent to jail.
Okay.
That's not going to happen. So we don't know.
Jussie Smollett got sent to jail for lying. Wasting police resource. He did. He still maintained.
He still maintained that bullshit lie. But Justin Smollett didn't have what Megan had, Stallion behind it. Yeah. So I don't believe, but there should be some type of consequences. Hey, you need to be on probation. You need to sit the fuck down. You need not to be in the spotlight. You can't have any of this, and there should be some type of payout. Again, I went to jail and I'm unable to do what I was doing to feed my family. I need something to replace that.
Okay.
That's just my thought. What about your thought?
I want the entire group, everybody that would be involved in it, because bro, that does not take making just
it's not just one person. Yeah.
They put out a documentary.
They did.
Prom investigation too. That was Amazon Prime. Y'all in investigation too.
For support that shit.
Ridiculous. I want anybody who could possibly think to manufacture.
Well,
it was crazy. Left and right, man. All y'all niggas getting charges, man. The fucking Ria gave everybody why I sell a charge.
Oh, yeah, Rio charge, bro.
Yeah, everybody getting charged. Nah, I'm joking, but I just want to know from here. Do you think that Tory will be released?
Debatable. The only reason I say debatable is simply because it was just brought to attention. There was no appeal filed. There was nothing else filed.
Okay.
I do think that if they go further and appeal something, he may be able to get time served, and then because of whatever endangerment that they have, they may be able to release him.
Correct.
But I do think what will happen if he does get released, they're gonna send his ass back to Canada.
Why would they do that?
Well, for one, how the president in office right now is doing things, and you did have a huge case with a prominent star, and that does hinder certain things on that side where they look at it like, okay, you've taken away from this woman's blah blah blah, however it looked at. So I feel like, and again, he's not an American citizen. Send him ass back to Canada because that could be part of your probation or part of your probationary terms of, all right, we are releasing you, based on these circumstances and your life being in danger, but get your ass back to Canada.
Okay.
And that may be one of those things where, like, for instance, how Canada has this rule: if you have a felony, you can't come to Canada.
Right.
If you've done something within a certain amount of time, you can't come to Canada.
Right.
I feel like they may make that circumstance of saying, hey, yeah, you may be able to come over here, but within this period of time, you can't come here for a long time. Like, how they just did with Young Thug's case. He can only come to Atlanta for specific reasons, specific reason only.
Charity events.
Exactly. And he can't be around certain people.
Yeah, correct.
And so now it's going to be that. I feel like it may be that thing where, hey, you can't come here for X amount of time, and yeah. So that's my only thought. But I feel like at this point in time, like you said, I feel like there needs to be a lot of consequences for people involved. Because again, you put this whole story who could have been whatever could have happened, where it could have been resolved amicably, it wasn't. And you've taken away livelihood from somebody, especially if this is a lie. We still don't know what the fuck the truth is. It's been so many different stories, but again, if this is a lie, you've taken someone's livelihood away. You have to suffer some type of consequences.
Gotcha. In closing,
Free Tory?
I gotta get props to Kelsey.
Yo,
that's how you handle some beef. Shoot out ass and diss her.
And get immunity immediately.
And get immunity on the ass, man. And send that nigga down the road to take a charge for
She went straight there and said, yo, I need immunity before I say anything.
And she got married and went on about her goddamn business, man. That's how you handle it, Kelsey.
I wonder how much money she got.
Hey, do the Googles. ChatGPT.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Another high-profile case is currently underway. Freak-ass Diddy.
Extremely high profile, man.
That nigga, I don't even know where to start with this Diddy shit. All I can say is that this nigga was one horny, freaky ass nigga. If I'm talking about porn, ain't have nothing on what the fuck I've been hearing, the shit that he's been doing.
Facts.
Cassie took the stand. Alright, so if you don't know,
she's been on the stand for the last 3-4 days.
Diddy's in jail for a RICO charge.
Yes.
For sex trafficking. What else? So it's racketeer, sex trafficking.
It's like flying prostitutes or some shit across the country.
The transportation to solicit prostitution. Diddy's on. He got a RICO charge going on for just being a fucking horny nigga. And Cassie has taken the stand for the last few days.
Racketeering and sex trafficking.
Okay. Yeah, somebody pointed out something. We've never seen a RICO case with just one person.
And transportation to engage in prostitution.
That's right. Never seen a RICO case with just one person.
It's not one person, no. Well, he is the only defendant, but it's not just one person. It's him using his label.
Oh, okay. That
his
was
label
and
employees for the sex trafficking and the prostitution and all that. So
okay, well, yeah. So yes, but Cassie's been
they're
on
tying in assistants and Essentially, but the same thing they should have did. So R. Kelly could have been hit with that same thing.
There we go, charge. Yeah, because everybody was involved.
Everybody, parents, all them niggas should have got it.
Parents definitely should have been.
The whole documentary literally exposed the entire organization. But that's, I mean, whatever. It's the same shit.
Literally. But yeah, so right now, Cassie's been on the stand and she's been telling how freaky this nigga Diddy has been.
Correct.
Had her getting peed on, had her taking another man's semen and spread it on Diddy's nipples. First, that was a what kind of
on king shame.
Hey man, let me make sure. Don't talk about this. Give me a second. Talk about this.
On king shame, man. From what I know, Diddy has been openly admitting to just the most nasty, freaky acts that you could possibly think of, man. Down to orgies regularly, which they call freak-offs. Baby oil on baby oil on baby oil.
By the way,
candle wax,
lasted for
male
4 days.
Prostitutes, voyeurism,
oh shit,
all type of shit. Cuckle, what they call it, cucking?
Yeah, cucking.
You watching?
Yeah.
In Cassie is basically saying she was an unwilling participant in these acts, which happened regularly. That included acts of violence, coercion. So yeah, she was doing this stuff against her will.
They said that one of the dudes said that he walked in and Diddy was sitting there in a bathrobe, a bandana tied around his face, and a hat.
She said she would wear like the crazy thing is the little mask R. Kelly used to wear, the Fiesta, the masquerade shits. Yeah. That's the shit they would be wearing too, man. Drugs, a lot of ecstasy.
A lot of ecstasy,
alcohol,
a lot of coke, a lot of ketamine. All of this shit was
essentially anything that has ever been associated with like Illuminati conspiracies, the sex shit, the sex parties, the pictures with the niggas looking weird in the back, Justin Bieber's and Ushers and all these niggas looking weird and walking around with no shirts off and like it's like 3 a.m. There's nobody there. Y'all in the pool.
What's going on? Yeah.
The shit that 50 Cent been dissing P. Diddy for like the last 10 years. Yeah.
Yo, you know what's the funniest shit, right? I just saw a video of Method Man saying, "Fuck Kanye West. I hate that nigga. I seen that nigga at a Diddy party sucking dick in the bathroom."
Method Man said that?
Yeah. It's an old video, but I'm gonna pull it up. That shit was funny, so because it just made
that. I ain't never heard no shit like that. I ain't never heard nobody say something about Method Man and Kanye. What? Nah, that's interesting.
So,
shit.
Oh gosh. So yeah. So I mean, just with those little things, you've heard about, what I'm seeing now is that from how it's been played out, everybody who
first of all, Method, what the fuck is you doing watching niggas suck dick?
You said something nigga in the bathroom. Imagine if I walk in the bathroom, you see this nigga Kanye in front.
He didn't say he walked in. He said he was in the bathroom.
No. So this nigga sucking
dick.
No, yeah.
Where was he at? In the bathroom, right?
That don't mean nigga could have walked in the bathroom. Nigga, he ain't say.
I ain't Meth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, nigga.
That's crazy. That shit implicates some shit. But nah, so I mean,
that was crazy to say that.
Yeah, it was. Nigga sound real angry too. Nigga was upset.
Like, he upset.
But yeah, so I mean, overall, that's just your niggas ain't gotta be that horny, dog.
I mean, this is beyond horny though. This is like, evil villain.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Yeah, this is what a real life evil villain looks like at this point. Because the shit that we see on TV, it be kind of funny. Yeah. But this is what it looks like. Like you said, it's like that Illuminati shit that everybody says, like the Epstein Island and all the shit, the things that you gotta, when people keep saying that you have to emasculate yourself and do all of these things to be a part of it, and nigga is playing it out in his fucking house.
Yeah. And I mean, you from New York, so I need you to kind of speak to, but there's been a long history.
But I mean, it's been a long history.
No, don't try to cut me off, nigga. It's been a long history of people accusing P. Diddy of taking advantage of his artists in multiple ways. Mm-hmm. Biggie is one of y'all greatest rappers. Right. Not just one of y'all's greatest rappers. One of the most recognized rappers in the world.
Yes.
He's known for having some of the most questionable lyrics as well, too.
Oh, shit, man.
Am I making this up? As you sip your New York Knicks, right? Freaky ass cup, man.
Shout out to the Knicks, dog.
I need to know how deep. Oh, pause. Let me.
What?
How far do you think this thing actually goes to? He has several artists from Black Robs, who unfortunately is no longer with us.
Yeah.
You got Mace, who ran to the church.
Yeah. He went to the church, dog.
You got Groups, Strung Out, Day 26, Danity Kane, 112. You got Mary J. Blige, who just seems like she just angry all the time about something anytime we see her in the public.
She don't mention that nigga name at all.
She don't say nothing.
That nigga, dog.
How far back do you think this goes?
Alright, so I give you just some perspective from me, because so it's been said about that Diddy was a wild nigga from forever.
Correct.
Know? So I've heard that. I actually know people that's been around Diddy. My mom actually hates him. She likes his music, but she don't like him as a person.
Okay.
She didn't like the fact that she said that he was disrespectful, because like she'd tell him his name and he was like whatever. And my mom was one of them niggas that she a nigga at heart, whatever. But I've heard a lot of people say like Diddy is just a dickhead.
Right.
Like, and they said, and I've heard many of stories that the more money he got, the worse that he's got.
More power, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard stories where it was like, I'm sorry to say, I just heard a story earlier that, at one point that Pac, Diddy, and Big was all cool.
Right.
That was a little triangle going on. And I said, and first of all, I was confused. I was like, yo, what the fuck am I reading? Because they said an example. They was like, there was at one point where Pac was at one of Diddy's parties. Everything was cool. From there, they were never cool again. They said there was like a little lover's quarrel going on with that. So when you say like how far does this go back, like you said, fucking Big has some wild ass lines.
He did.
Diddy niggas been calling Diddy gay for so long.
Correct.
So
correct.
These stories have been talked about for 30 plus years.
Correct.
I'm 31 now. It's been since 94, 90, whatever. So I feel like it's been talked about this entire time. Just ain't nobody come out and really put that shit in the forefront and saying, yo, what the fuck?
I didn't hear about that triangle shit. I don't really know too many people that think of Pac as a gay dude.
Well, yeah, I don't think so either. It's another one of them. You know how like the bodyguards and people that work for Diddy are coming out,
right? Yeah,
and so that's what it was. One of the bodyguards was coming out about that.
Because I heard with the Will Smith shit.
All the niggas is wild over there. I'm good on that. So it's just that I feel like what happens is at some point in time, I think the powers that be have to put you in place.
Yeah.
You need the higher power or the higher ups who are above you that's giving you this money and all of that to put you in place. There's no reason that this should have been 30 years in the making and just now coming out. They've been saying that he's been aggressive and been hitting people for mad long. He's been with the freak shit for mad long. They talked about, and Mason Cameron was talking about how Cameron was saying he went over to the spot where Mason was staying at, and in Diddy room there was a big ass dildo on the fucking shit. And this is, and that's what I'm saying. This is years ago. This is like 90s, 2000s. So I mean, like again, 30 years. So obviously nobody had the wherewithal and just even enough power to say, hey yo, we need to get this nigga the fuck out of here.
This nigga's diabolical, man.
Yeah, literally. Because I mean, like there's certain things. Like think about this, right? I don't care who you are, but think about like for instance when Drake was on his run when him and Diddy got into that beef.
Correct. Drake supposedly got hands put on him.
Yeah, he got hands put on him. Drake was getting to a point. You're gonna tell me that nobody was able to just kind of intervene and there was no real fight taking place? Because as just man to man, you're not going. The thing was, Diddy slapped the shit out of Drake. As a man, you're not about to slap me. Nigga, this is gonna be furniture moving. I don't care if I get cleaned up or not. Shit like that. They talked about the J. Cole fight.
Yeah.
Him and J. Cole was actually tussling in a fucking club.
Yeah, they said it was Kendrick and then Cole came in.
Yeah. And so, shit like that, and nothing has happened. There's no... And so, I feel like, I think that money, that power that he had, he needed someone up here to say, hey, calm that shit down. We're not taking this no more. It's out of hand. Because think about that video from Cassie. How long that shit was a long time ago.
Yeah,
it was new.
2016.
It's newer, but it's a long time ago. Now it's just now coming out.
I mean, you got to speak to that, man. That's your city, man.
I don't.
Seriously though.
No.
Only reason I'm saying that because this is the self-proclaimed king of New York.
So remember what you said, right?
Yeah,
self-proclaimed.
I'm saying that, but a lot of niggas have said that in New York. I'm just saying he was saying that based off his relationship and associations as well, though.
Yeah,
it was him and Jay,
mm-hmm.
him and French, mm-hmm. him and any of these big wig niggas, Rick Ross, mm-hmm. all these niggas that's running around the city having parties, even Brian, all them niggas, anybody that was an A-lister,
yeah,
especially in New York.
No, because he was actually in LA during the time.
Well, wherever he was, man. I'm saying when he was coming up and he was, you know what I'm saying, the bad boy,
yeah,
he was the hottest shit in the city. He was working with any and everybody.
Correct.
And you telling me he needed somebody to check him. Wasn't it the Locks that had an issue with him? How many niggas had an issue with him and didn't do nothing? Some of the toughest niggas you ever heard in your life.
So, I mean, all right.
Correct?
Correct. So, I got you. So, with that being said, it's like...
Because Max been dissing this nigga for like 20 years.
The Locks was dissing that nigga.
I know.
They ran down on him. And niggas... But, again, I feel like it comes to the point where we don't have enough to stop whatever you got going on.
So at the point, sometimes you just want to beat nigga up.
Yeah, but if I can't get to the nigga, what am I supposed to do?
You can get to him. That's easy.
You think so?
I mean, he was around the country with Young Miami.
Yeah.
At every goddamn party.
But you gonna tell me that...
I seen Joe Budden with a nigga, for God's sake.
Yeah. But you gonna tell me that you can't... You gonna tell me that you gonna have access to punch the nigga in the face knowing that we have beef?
Why did he have access to Drake?
Because initially, you probably assumed that they was cool. I mean, my thing is like, I can't answer that. I can't answer that because I don't know. Because I mean, I would punch that nigga in the face. If I got beef with that nigga, I gotta punch that nigga in the face.
The reason I'm saying is the major difference between him and R. Kelly is that R. Kelly never came off as the violent guy. He just came off as a nigga that had a real sick problem with young girls.
Right.
And because he was so talented, people was willing to overlook it.
Okay.
P. Diddy had issues with multiple people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Street guys.
Yeah.
And typically in New York, the way y'all handle that beef shit.
Well, they said he was getting niggas cleaned up too. So I mean hey, niggas might have been nervous though. If you out here getting niggas out of here, then
blowing up cars and shit.
Blowing up cars, he hanging niggas off the roof. We not off the balcony and shit.
Listen.
Remember what he did to Wale?
Wale said that shit was fake. He said that shit was preposterous. That's the word he used.
But I mean,
but let's
he
keep
blew up Kid Cudi car.
Let's progress this though, man. He has a child that wants to be exactly like his. Emulated every single part of his career.
He looks just like this nigga too.
Look just like him. I think to this day he's still, you know what I'm saying, claiming the rep. Even when he got locked up, the nigga dissed the Fed, dropped a diss song about you forgot to raid the other house. Some stupid ass.
Stupid shit. He tried to diss 50 Cent.
That young nigga's trash. Christian Combs is trash.
Oh no, he's absolutely terrible.
How do you? So I'm trying to. Let me word this right.
Oh no, I'm
saying I got a question.
Okay.
You got 2 daughters, 2 twin daughters, and one of the sons that's by their mother that's no longer here. Correct. And we've heard the rumors about the reason that she's no longer here.
Correct.
You got a fake son that you stole from a nigga that's literally walking around saying that he damn near killed me and ended my career because he took my girl or some shit. And then he took my son.
He's taking these kids. It's crazy. No, this nigga's evil, dog.
And then you got the young other light-skinned football short nigga. I don't know his name, whatever his name is. They're at the court case listening to this shit. How involved in the lifestyle do you think they are? And can you even potentially disconnect from that, knowing the legacy is there and you're benefiting from that, but also hearing how disgusting of a person this dude is? Or do you think they think he's a disgusting person?
Well, from what I'm hearing, the one, what's the older one from I'll be sure, his son.
Yeah.
He's not there.
He's not there, no.
Yeah, he's been, the little girl, has custody. He's been taking care of her.
Oh yeah, the young one.
The baby
one.
The
baby one, for the Asian or some shit.
Yeah. So, cool. So the 2 daughters, we've seen them leaving when shit like that has come up.
Correct.
I didn't know he had an older daughter too.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, that one of the pictures they show all three of them leaving out.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. So, the kids, I'm assuming because, okay, well, for one, the one that looked like him, Christian Combs, you've seen that the niggas been running around with their father.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Like, they run around, so I'm not...
They dated the same girl.
Exactly.
Not that one, but the
But
other
yeah.
one.
So, I wouldn't be... Didn't they both date Lauren Harvey?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't be shocked at some point where they were... I'm not going to say they were involved, but they were involved enough that they seen the shit going on. This is not one of those things where this was happening in his home.
Correct. Yeah, they was at.
And they were all living in the home.
Correct.
So I'm not shocked if them niggas might have been involved, watched some shit, seen some shit, did some shit.
Yeah.
Diddy seems like he's that person that, oh, my son's with me, oh, let's get
pretty open, yeah.
Yeah. And so I wouldn't be shocked. So now you're like, you're not shocked that they're saying this shit about your dad because you already knew what the fuck happened. You've been around Cassie for this long since you was however old.
Yeah, 10-year relationship.
You know, so you've been around it, so you know. And the way he was beating her on camera in that fucking hotel, ain't no telling what he was doing in front of them at the fucking crib. So I don't think they're shocked. I think the daughters are. I think they probably had more of that away from that. You know, they may not have seen as much. And I'm hoping that they didn't. Because to me, that's crazy. Like, you know, how do you raise young girls while you're around that, while you beating on a girl? You're teaching them, like, this is okay for a man to do this to you? You know, and then, you know, you have your boys where these niggas think that you God out here, and now they may emulate that.
And they defending you at all costs.
At all costs. You know, again, like you said, this nigga Christian Combs made a diss song to the feds. No, if I'm the feds, yeah, nigga, we wrapping this shit up, nigga. Yeah, you big dummy. You big dumb. Now you made this song to the feds. Like, you know, when they have state trials, that's one thing. But the feds don't play games like that.
So at what point does the moral compass come into play? Or do you think they just all corrupted because that's just how they was born and raised?
At this point in time,
because to be honest, even outside, let's say I'm just the husband of Cassie and I'm listening to some of the things that she went. I don't know how much stuff she introduced him to prior to prep him. But he has to be a different type of strong dude to sit through that. Knowing that this is the girl I'm coming home and sleeping with every night. I don't even know how she can maintain as a regular person, considering the life she has lived, to just be a house mom and stay and raise kids. You lived on some different shit. The way you see the world and all that.
Yo, you see
I
something
don't know
different.
how we
like
can
the
even
shit
have
that,
anything in common. Yeah,
the shit that has happened to you, you're not a regular person anymore.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You know, like you look at the niggas who've been out on the street their entire life, and they come now they trying to live a regular life. Their whole thought process about how to even handle I watch street niggas go into a corporate life, and somebody say something that is off-putting, and their reaction is much different. So they may get into an argument, and her reaction to everything is going to be completely off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you react to the thought of a man raising his voice? I don't know.
Yeah, and he may not even raise his voice the way you think it is. It just might y'all just in a heated argument, and now your reaction is going to be absurd, or it's just off.
He might get angry, and she so used to people being angry that she doesn't even have a reaction at all, and now you feeling crazy. Like,
what the fuck? What's going on? So if she did prep him enough. Like you said, I don't know how much, but back to the kids, I think that the way how it's looked at, and from my perception, I think they're too far gone. You know how like when you see there's older people where they just like, all right, you let them be because they stuck in their ways. Yeah. They've been doing this their whole life. Ain't shit gonna change them.
Actually.
I feel like that may be a case.
Yeah.
Because if this is all I've grown around, you got to think about this. Since they was born, Diddy gonna have money, lots of money for mad long. At one point in time, they were talking about Diddy was a billionaire. And so you were telling me that, and this has been a long time. This is 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So
it's a rock deal. So
you telling me, like, I'm thinking at this point, though, it's too far gone for them. They've seen this entire life. You know, think about this, right? 15 years ago, 15, we're in high school. If they're younger than us, they have seen this from then and more.
From the time they can even know what they understand.
Yeah. So their life was never normal.
So that means they don't even have a moral compass to know what is too far and what is, you know what I mean?
Because now they think like, oh nigga, we just out here fucking off and having fun.
Yeah.
Nigga, no, that's wrong. You cannot put drugs in this girl's asshole. You cannot pee on this girl. You can't, certain things like, what are you doing? You know, certain shit like that, like, no means no. But like, you know, shit like that, I feel like it may be one of those things that's just, I'm already here, like, I'm too far going. You know, niggas who go to the military from 18 and been in there their entire life, they only know one thing. You nigga knock on their door at the wrong time of night, nigga, they shoot.
Hey man, and you know when you get put on that stand, they put you on the skewer, so now they got Cassie looking certain type of way, so we don't know. It sounded like a case of she was with things up until a certain point, and then he just took it too far, and once he got used to it, he wouldn't allow her to stop. That's what it sounded like. Or it could be Stockholm syndrome type of thing.
I was gonna say that because they were.
She's just
I just
doing
seen
stuff out of fear. And,
I just seen a post and they saying that his daughters are now the same age as Cassie when they first started.
Yeah.
And so what's that, 17, 18 years old? That money, power, and what that can probably have over you, you don't know no better.
Yeah, she's not even 40 years old yet. Cassie.
Exactly. You don't even know any better. So you're at a point where you're just like, you're going with it, and you're thinking that, and now you're doing things to appease this person. Mm-hmm. I'm doing this thing because I believe in my heart that I love you, and I think that you love me, so I'm doing things for you. You know, we don't all been in relationships where we love somebody, and now we doing some things that, oh, what the fuck? You step back and like, and did I really just do that?
Yeah.
So, you know, and again, they were in a relationship for mad long.
10 years.
And so you may not know outside of that. And like you said, that Stockholm syndrome is crazy. You know, you get kidnapped by somebody, you be with them long enough, and you love them now. What? Why? How?
And I mean, we gotta speak on the fact that she was already paid by him, so
yes,
she's in trial because she really believes that he deserves to be punished.
Yeah, this is no longer. This is no longer a money play. It's like, yo, no, nigga, I don't. What he did to me was traumatizing. It's gonna go with her for the rest of her life.
Correct.
You know, again, and now because of how high profile this case is, my kids and my husband are in the face of this as well. They're on trial too, but by the public.
Correct.
So, you know, the shit that she was saying, how she was having so many UTIs, she was having sores in her mouth, all of that. You gotta, as your husband, I gotta sit here and think about every time we go home, I gotta look at you. And if I gotta look at you. Cause think about certain things. No, I'm think about this, right? Think about if your girl didn't tell you about certain parts. She don't tell you, yo, he did beat me.
But why would she tell you everything? Let's be real.
No.
Who wants to know that?
No. I get that. No, what I'm saying, right? Yeah, I agree. But you don't tell in the beginning, right? You know, you just know, like, maybe hey, we talk about relationship, what happened, he beat me, certain little things happen, cool. But this trial is coming up, and now you're not prepared for that. Because I feel like at a certain point, there might have had to be a conversation of, yo, once I go on stand, this may have to come out. I need to tell you up front.
No, you don't do that.
No?
I'll tell you like this, man. This in closing.
Okay.
It was and I believe it was a show LeBron produced on like HBO or some shit.
All right.
I think it's called whatever it's called. It's about an athlete nigga, and the mom was played by Pam from Martin.
Martin, okay.
Her son was an athlete. So what?
T-Shawn,
Yeah. Tina Arnold.
Yeah.
Her son was upset with her because she would never talk about his father. He was a absentee father, never deadbeat, didn't come around, whatever. She kept deflecting or discounting him, or dismissing him whenever he brought it up. So he reached his boiling point. He got fed up. He was frustrated. He said, "Why you always want to keep my dad out of it? I got a right to know who my father is. I want a relationship with him. You being selfish, you know, what going off on it. Okay. Things children do.
You're right.
When they don't fully understand the scope of things. And you know what? That's how the trial goes too. First part is, you know what? He's right. It's valid. You know what I'm saying? He does have a right to know who his father is, right? Mm-hmm. The response is what put everything into context.
Right.
She said, "Listen, there's nothing I could have done to prepare you for this moment, but since you have pressed me for it, the truth is, when I was 15, 16 years old, I went to a party and I was drugged. I was taken advantage of by I don't know how many dudes, at least 4 to 5. I don't know who your father is." So it's certain truths that it's nothing can prepare you for that moment. So
correct.
I say that to say, listen, man, it's gonna be a lot that's gonna be revealed in this trial. Save judgment because in the context of things, you never know what it really is.
No, absolutely, I completely agree. Hey, listen, I don't judge at all because again, when you can't do certain things, you can't defend yourself, you can't do anything, you gotta go with it. And I'm here for survival at this point in time.
Exactly.
So yeah, close that shit out.
All right, man.
It's time for the lighter part of the show because this is some shit.
Let's get to some sports, man. Yeah, go ahead and represent, man.
The New York fucking Knickerbockers are up 3-2.
3-2 at this very moment.
At this very moment. Game is at games
tonight.
It is Friday night. We're in New York. We should close it out.
In the Garden.
In the Garden. Shout out to the most clutch player in the game of basketball right now, Jalen Brunson. He was not. He didn't have a chance to be clutch, nigga. That shit was over. But
last game.
I do think that last game that they had some adrenaline from Jason Tatum going down. It was going to be one or the other. They were going to either be really bad or really good. And so, yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, nigga. We've been down 20 every fucking game.
Exactly. Let's keep it real, man.
Except for
this has been one of the. It's looking like it's shaking up to be one of the flukiest series we've ever seen in our life.
Well, from what has been said, from how it started,
okay,
we shouldn't have won a game. And they said that pretty much if we did, we were going to be a gentleman's sweep.
Correct. Yes.
We went up 2-0.
Correct.
And they still had the Celtics as the favorite.
Correct.
And so I don't know if you necessarily call it fluky, because again, they are a championship team. They also have their bench plays way more than ours. We don't have a bench. I don't even know what the fucking nigga name on the bench is. I mean, I fucking hate. We played 45 minutes.
Y'all got CJ, ain't it?
CJ who?
CJ Payne? What's the nigga?
Campaign? That sideways shooting ass nigga. That nigga look like that nigga like Ratatouille out here, dog. Him, got Precious Achua. That nigga would be in the league right now.
Yeah, come on, man.
Deuce McBride, he's solid.
Hold on, this is the same team that got y'all up 3-2 now.
Exactly, and I love my team. I love my team, but our bench
don't bring the
ass.
bench into it. Don't do that.
Our
That don't
bench
make
ass.
sense. Now you're contradicting yourself. You just said it can be called a fluke or it may not be a fluke. I
didn't say that.
Y'all been beating the odds the whole series.
I didn't say that. No, I said
y'all been up against the odds and overcome
the whole
odds.
thing. Yeah. So, but why is it a fluke if we lose? We weren't supposed to be here to begin with.
The fluke is the fact that y'all even won 3 games in the first place, which made people believe y'all actually had a chance to win the series.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I'm saying it could be the fluke.
But man, shout out to the fucking Knicks, man. We doing what the fuck we supposed to be doing.
But don't bring up the bench now, nigga. Yeah, the same bench y'all had when y'all was up 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Don't act like it's a flaw. Miles McBride. Mitchell Robinson be putting up.
Yeah, my fault. Forgot he's still coming up.
Yeah, come on now. Yeah.
But hold on, Landry Shaman, how many minutes he got last game?
You got 3. Nigga, y'all was getting blown out. What you gonna do? And y'all not playing PJ Tucker. That's a championship level player.
How many points he's averaging this year?
Nigga, he just got to y'all. He only played 3 games, so let's not.
Yeah, that nigga ain't doing shit, man. Tom Thibodeau don't know what the fuck he doing. But yeah, shout out to the Knicks. We should close it out. I'm proud of my city. I'm proud of my team. We've it's taken a long time coming, and we've just been building momentum off of this. So it's just good to see. I do want to say it sucks because you never want to see this. Prayers up for Jason Tatum. Tearing his Achilles. That shit, you never want to see anybody get hurt. You know what I'm saying? No matter what people say, we want to see good games, good basketball games. You don't want to see somebody get hurt like that.
My personal opinion on this series, man. I had the Celtics winning, of course, just like the rest of the world did outside of New York.
We think we're going to win every game, so it doesn't matter.
The Celtics have looked like the team that we all expected to for the first 3 quarters of every game.
Yeah.
They gave up three big leads.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw the last game when Jason Tatum was trying to do his Superman thing after they dropped that silly ass commercial and and started mounting this comeback before it got to the 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that the Celtics were stuck in a pattern that they were just not going to break.
Mm-hmm.
They are clearly the better team,
right.
but they're getting out hustled, outplayed because they just got these bad habits that the coach is not getting through, whatever is not getting through. And when you start getting in your head, that's just going to be the result. Sometimes it's going to be like one of the things. That's why football is so amazing, because it's one time, you done.
Yeah.
And that can happen with anybody.
With anybody, yeah. If you have a great game, that's it. Any given Sunday.
What I saw is just it looked like it was going to be the Celtics just are going to lose this series because They just ain't got it. They mentally not locked in. So what happened was, when Jalen Brunson turned to fucking Allen Iverson in game 4, he looked crazy out there cooking them niggas. And Tatum was getting outplayed by a 6-foot nigga.
Yeah.
Trying to drop 40. I got 10 more for you down here, nigga, on the other end. Yeah, he ain't scored in 3 minutes now. Now what? Nigga tore his Achilles. And from that point forward, I say, oh damn, the New York Knicks are gonna lose.
Okay, why'd you say that?
Because that's the one thing they needed to break them out of their bad habits.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
now
that's
the whole team offense is going to look differently. They're going to play differently. Now they got some sense of motivation to wake them up. And that's what happened the next game. They played like they supposed to been playing. They made it look ridiculously easy. It wasn't even close. Now I'm not going to discount the fouls that Jalen Brunson had, but we seen Jalen Brunson play bad.
Yeah.
Every 3 games he has a 15-point game on 20% shooting.
I agree.
That's what it is. So don't tell me about the 5 fouls. He only thrives in situations where the game is close enough for him to take over. It's not going to be this situation where he's dominant from start to finish and y'all up about 20 points. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
We haven't had a game like that. You know, I think, to me, where we fall short is, because I think Jalen Brunson is great.
He is.
Where we fall short is with Cat. I don't care how much of a great season he has had, Cat doesn't play to the standard of where Cat should be playing.
Correct. Yeah.
Cat is the biggest person on the court.
Correct.
Yes, Kristaps Porzingis is taller. Cat is bigger than him.
Yeah.
Al Horford should not be able to guard Cat. Cat decides to take 2-3 shots in the hoop. At the basket, and as soon as he hits his first jump shot, he turns into Kevin Durant.
Correct.
He turns into shoot every 3 that he could possibly find. He shoots some of the worst threes.
He does. And
so that's where our downfall is. We also have a team where we don't fucking score until damn near the second quarter.
Correct.
Don't get me wrong. I think that Mikal Bridges, he's good, but
he's not that guy.
He's not that guy. This isn't Brooklyn. You don't have the green light to shoot every time, so your spots are coming far and then.
Yeah, and his ISO game is disgusting.
Cool. OG Anunoby, he's really solid, but he doesn't have the greatest ISO game.
Correct.
He's a 1-2 dribble, get to the basket, or 1-2 dribble, maybe pull up, and we keep it moving.
Correct.
Couple threes and cool. Josh Hart is our hustle man.
Josh Hart is the most disgusting offensive player to watch. He hates looking at the basket.
He hates looking at the basket. I've watched him one of the games. That last game when he turned the ball over, Jason Tatum. He ran into him and gave him the ball, and looked. The basket is here. This nigga ran this way, and so last game Josh Hart was our leading scorer. That says a lot. Yeah. That can't happen. And so unless we come out in New York and say, hey, we want to fucking win this game, and hey, Josh Hart, we just need you to play defense, get rebounds, and hustle. Yeah. Yes, you can take an open 3 when you're open. Correct. You can get to a basket when you're open. When he's in the open court, I don't mind. But when you get the ball and you do any more than 2 dribbles, get the fucking ball out your fucking hand, nigga. I don't want to see that shit. So, like you said, the Celtics, strictly even just roster looking, they have a better roster. Besides, I'd say, you have Jalen Brunson and Cat. Outside of that, their roster top to bottom is better than ours. And so, this nigga almost died.
Right.
The fuck? So yeah, I just feel like, we've been playing like you said, we did what New York has done. We hustle. We play hard and we don't give up until the buzzer ends, and which is why we've come back in these games where the Celtics want to shoot 75,000 threes.
Correct.
We're going to get every rebound. We're going to keep just running and keep trying to get to the basket.
And that's why I said it's been more about the Celtics and their bad habits. And it's just honestly, correct. It's honestly looked like the reason why the difference between, you can see the difference between the team that's good and the team that wins championships, that wins a championship, and the difference between that won a ring and a team that's a dynasty. Yeah. You could just see the difference in.
For instance, right? You look at a team as much as I hate them, you look at a team like the Warriors during their dynasty, right? They just played a certain style of basketball. Yeah, they threw up threes, but they have 3-point shooters and they put them in positions to shoot those threes. They're not taking a 7-foot nigga on me, I'm dribble, step back, fall away, 3-pointer. No, we're moving the ball, we're getting motion, we're doing everything to put ourselves in the best position to shoot this 3. We're putting ourselves in a position to play defense and also get the ball back to be able to score. We're not just taking every three that we see just because we just got to put up 100 threes a game.
And I don't know why, and that's why I don't understand where they be like, Steph Curry changed the game. No, Steph Curry is just good at shooting threes.
Yes.
The Warriors don't depend on threes.
They don't. They depend on good basketball.
They depend on good basketball. Like, stop. Y'all are deciding to take all these threes. Nobody. That's stupid basketball, bro.
Yeah, it's terrible basketball. I mean, I understand when people say the game is ruined now because of how a certain style of play. You know, you see 1 or 2, 3 go in and you shoot 100 of them now. There was no reason in the world that I literally watched the Celtics within 2 games take 100 threes and make 25.
That's the Harden Rockets basketball, man.
It is.
That's the Chris Paul, James Harden Rockets basketball.
It is.
But predictions. If there's any way for the Knicks to win this series, it will have to be tonight.
It has to be tonight. I completely agree.
And I don't think that's too far-fetched. I think it's a 50-50, but my money is as soon as Tatum tore his Achilles, I felt like the Celtics had flipped the switch. It's over with.
I do still feel that we can win and we will win tonight. I just feel like it has to be, we have to come out with some type of urgency. And that's where I feel like we missed that part.
I don't think y'all play like that, though. So, it just don't. Number one, you can't come out with some type of urgency when you're playing 45 minutes a night. You just don't have them type of legs. And especially when you're dealing with Jaylen Brown, them nut-ass niggas running up and down the court fast. So them niggas athletic, right?
Athletic as shit.
I'm not running after Derek White and Jaylen Brown. And I got a port. Like, come on, bro. I'm not dealing with all True Holiday hitting niggas making good decisions. Nah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So, I mean, unfortunately, I think it's over with. I think it was amazing for the sport that y'all even looked this good. That's my prediction. I'll be happy to be wrong, but hey.
What do you think about that OKC and Nuggets series, which has been a fucking fantastic series?
Beautiful series. This is like prime basketball.
I love the way basketball was being played from both teams.
Yeah, me too. With the exception of Shea trying to get foul calls left to right. But
yeah, some of that shit is nasty.
It's nasty.
But he's a hell of a basketball player.
Yeah. Luckily, they don't reward him too overly for it in the playoffs like they do in the regular season.
Correct.
Jalen Williams is disgustingly bad this year. I don't know what the fuck he out there doing. Just useless.
Yeah, he is.
Westbrook looks like shit. Like, Westbrook looks horrible.
He's had like 1 game that was solid, 2 maybe. And that shit been after that. It's been bad.
Like, absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, he's been bad.
Shout out to Jokic and shout out to Shea, man. 2 MVPs where you can see the flaws in their game, but you absolutely see why they are the 2 best players.
Absolutely.
In the NBA.
Absolutely.
Jokic is out there dominating, but you can see that his defense it's not there. Shea, you can see that man, he got to pick his spots. He ain't just this beginning to end player that can just dominate. He's not that dude, man. He ain't no LeBron or one of them niggas, man. He ain't got that type of game. Like, he can be really off and jacking up some bullshit.
He can.
And they lose because of
But, I like the fact that they're not, those 2 teams aren't the heavy rely on 3 teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, that's what makes it for good basketball, at least. We do have the up and down, but it's like good basketball where they're getting to the basket, they're getting mid-range shots. They are playing defense. I mean, certain people aren't, but they're both playing defense. Yeah. And so, I like to see it. Jamal Murray has had 2 good games. But he's doing what he does.
He's definitely an X factor. He's an AD type of player to me too, man. It's like
he had 40 this game and 2 the next game, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, Michael Porter Jr., you're trash.
He's hurt.
I don't give a fuck. You playing? He's playing a lot of minutes too. He's shooting
a lot of minutes, and he's
shooting a lot. You're trash.
No, if he gets the ball, go down the court.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon is amazing. He deserves every
he deserves every praise. That nigga deserves whatever contract they about to get that nigga, dog.
And shout out to Jokic for helping revive that man's career, because he was somewhat started going up and his career plateaued, and he became a star in his role in Denver.
He did. I mean, if you want to be honest, he's the reason for 2 of these games. These games could have been over.
Definitely the second most important, maybe second best player on the team. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
know what? I wouldn't disagree with that simply because he knows he's very consistent and he knows his role. He's gonna play defense. He's gonna get you the shots that you need to make.
I would prefer to have him over Jamal Murray on my team.
Oh, completely.
Because I know what I'm going.
I know what I'm going to get every night.
And he actually got a little jumper on.
He does. He does. I mean, he had that shit when he was in Orlando too. When he was making that shit. But that's when he was rising to his little stardom. So,
Chet Holmgren getting a waiver on my nigga.
Yeah, he's just too little.
He just looks like he's not as good as they projected him to be.
And he looks solid, but he's just little as hell. And he's just he gets moved out the way quick.
His jumper ain't like we thought. He's just an okay player to me, but the rest of them niggas good, man. Great series. Who you got winning?
Honestly, so I do have OKC winning just because of all of their young players and them niggas. They do play defense and they run. And, you know, the Denver is slightly older.
Yeah.
But because Denver has been in this position before,
For sure.
and we know exactly what Joker does.
Game 7 Joker and Game 4 Murray.
And so they're very tough together in those Game 7s. So I wouldn't be like I would like to see them win, but I'm not mad at OKC winning because I would like to see that put to bed. You know, you getting these number 1 seeds, you got an MVP, well, maybe the MVP, and it's like, are you just
last time to announce the winner? That shit.
Exactly, but it's like, are you just really good in the regular season, or can you win in these playoffs? Are we projecting and predicting that you're the team that you're supposed to be? Because you look at OKC, they look like they should be the team for the next few years.
Gotcha.
So I feel like they gotta reach that point and get there. Just like how the Celtics were. You're just like, they kept getting, and they couldn't win until they won. Now you're like, okay, the next few years they should be that.
Yeah, I agree. If they don't win this year, it should be fine next year. Because like you said, Denver is getting up there. Well, a lot of them are getting up there. Well, they got some young pieces too, but that's not a team that you feel like is going to be a threat 5 for the next 5 years.
Exactly.
OKC got time.
Yeah.
All the niggas young.
All of them.
All of them young and athletic.
Niggas is fucking. It's an AAU team, dog.
It is. They're going to be at home. I honestly could see OKC blowing them guys out.
They'd be at home, right?
Yeah, they'll be at home.
Yeah. That could be a 30-point.
I can see a decisive win, or I can see Jokic and Murray exploding, but I got OKC winning and going to the finals.
Going to the finals, yeah. Let's say you think they easily beat the Timberwolves?
Absolutely. I think their defense is finna make them niggas look ridiculous. I feel like Ant-Man is gonna struggle. You know Julius Randle is gonna struggle. I think OKC beats the shit out of Minnesota.
Okay.
I
wouldn't be shocked.
We're looking at 4-1.
Yeah, I
4-1 series.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And I think Indiana beats the Knicks. I think the Celtics get the Knicks the fuck out of here.
I think the Knicks beat Indiana simply because
got your fucking mind. Knicks good.
They are good. Tyrese Halliburton, ugly ass game. That nigga's making
good,
everything,
man.
dog. That nigga getting so ugly and that shit is
getting 20 piece on y'all.
Yeah.
Them niggas good. Miles, he's gonna put Cat in the blender.
Yeah. And that's my problem where Cat doesn't have that dog in him. Where like there should be no reason that me and you are competing.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah.
It'll be a great series. I would love that series.
I think it'll be a really good series. I think it's really good.
I might try to get tickets to one of them Indiana games. Matter of fact, Cat. All right.
Pay that money if you want to, motherfucker. Yo, that's episode 63 for us. Like, follow, subscribe, nigga, post, holla at us. Whatever you need from us, let us know.
Yes, sir. Till next time.
And don't be Diddy.